Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Doing Business in Bentonville. I'm Andy Wilson. I'm the executive leader, and we're so excited that you're joining us. Before we get into our guests this morning, I want to thank you and give you a quick update on Doing Business in Bentonville. We are now being viewed in over 36 countries. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate your support, appreciate you checking in and viewing us. So thank you. Keep that up and continue to share about Doing Business in Bentonville. My guest this morning, Rod Thomas. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Oh, man, I'm so excited to have this conversation. We have visited, like I do with all my guests, multiple times. This is our first time to meet in person, though.
Yep.
I love it.
I'm bigger and uglier in person.
Oh, man, you're great. I'm telling you, you're great. We have got such a great topic today. You want to hold on for this, but first we got to tell you about this guy because he's really exceptional. He's associate professor of supply chain management at the University of Arkansas, our great university here in the state, but Sam Walton School of Business.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
The Sam Walton School of Business. You know, Rod, I remember when that all happened.
Yeah.
And, of course, my career was at Walmart, and I was so happy when that happened.
That support transformed the college.
Well, yeah.
Enabled us to do great things, and we're the top supply chain program in the country now.
I know.
Largely based off of that type of support. So we're very lucky.
Well, tell us about you. Now, there's a lot to tell. You do, so don't be so modest here. I want our viewers and listeners to really know about you. So, when you talk about associate professor supply chain management, talk about that. What is that?
In my heart, I'm a retailer. So my prior work experience, this is a second career for me. Mm-hmm. So I worked at Lowe's, home improvement retailer. I was a merchant, did a lot of the merchandising ops, logistics type things. And to me, any retailer, you got to have a little bit of marketing and a little bit of that logistics supply chain thing. Yeah. And that's where they come together. So I'm a marketing logistics hybrid. So yes, I'm a supply chain professor because that's organizationally how we have it.
Yeah.
My PhD is in marketing and logistics.
Well, I tell you what, my professors and all of them that had that work experience, that real world experience, and bringing that knowledge and expertise into the education realm. Yep. Man, I will tell you, I think that's one reason that and my father being in retail is why I gravitated to retail.
Yep.
And spent my career there.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I'd had you as a professor, man. I would love it. In fact, I may have to spend quite a bit of time with you.
Come on down.
We will dig it out.
We might even make you. You got a little bit of work background too, so we might make you a guest speaker.
No, Rod, it's so great to have you here, and I will tell you, you have expertise in building and growing and improving supply chain management. Yep. So, school is starting back.
Yep.
So tell us, man, what you're going to get into in the next few weeks.
So, got a lot of new students on campus. We've made a change where freshmen now take intro to supply chain management.
Oh,
it's a big change. Before it wasn't until they're sophomores, juniors.
Yeah.
So we're getting them earlier.
I like it.
We're grounding them in, the best functional discipline out there.
Mm-hmm.
A little hint, wink, wink on that one, but all the degrees are great. But I have a special place for the supply chain program.
Right.
I tend to teach seniors that are getting ready to graduate, and I have them in their last class. Okay. So it's a supply chain strategy capstone class.
Yeah.
Which is really fun because they're getting ready to go out in their career. So you listen a little more intently.
Yeah.
You can work with them. They've had a lot of internships already, so they're grounded in that. Mm-hmm. So I'll work with them, and then I also work with our master's program.
Oh, good.
So you do a lot of working professionals and things like that.
Well, COVID, which is now a time stamp in the world.
Yep.
When we talk COVID, it changed everything on supply chain.
Yep.
It all changed, isn't it?
Yep.
So since COVID and all that, there's been so much focus on what you do now.
Yep.
So that's exciting. I mean, I hate we had COVID, no question, and still have it. But talk about the change that took place after COVID.
you no longer have to explain what you do.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Other than Northwest Arkansas, when we moved here, everybody kind of already knew.
Right.
Every other school I've ever worked at, industry, anything, people go, okay, what's that? Is that forklifts or trucking?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's included. That's part of it, but it's much broader.
Yeah.
Everybody has an appreciation for it now. Everybody understands when supply chains get disrupted, they don't even have to stop. If they just get a little bit of disruption, we don't get the products and services that we need or want.
Yeah.
And
because inventory is so tight, just in time, all of that. And man, we found out when that is broken, or as you said, a disruption that takes place in the supply chain, it gets serious quick.
What we did for decades, we were making a trade-off decision, whether we knew it or not. We were constantly leveraging cost, drive down cost. And you can do that, but one of the easiest ways to do that is source from fewer and fewer suppliers and give them more volume. You get volume discounts.
Yeah.
Well, over time, you get to the point where the whole world buys microchips from one region.
Right.
The whole world buys pharmaceuticals from one region. In America, 90% of the world's saline solution, when they do an IV drip in a hospital, comes out of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Well, when a hurricane hits that, it creates disruptions. It's more expensive to have multiple sources of supply, but it also makes you more resilient. You're actually a little bit more risk-proof.
Yes.
So we learned that the hard way with COVID. And people are adjusting now.
Well, thank you for what you're doing at the University of Arkansas, Walton School of Business. Thank you and your colleagues, and best to you this year.
Thank you.
Okay, so you begin your new search. But we want to get in now about something very, very serious that I will tell you. When I read this article, I did not know this guy. I found him on LinkedIn, and he actually agreed to be here today. So anyway, the Harvard Business Review article. The strategic advantage omnichannel retailers have over Amazon. That is the name. Let me say that again, okay? The strategic advantage omnichannel retailers have over Amazon. Wow, what a title. Okay, man, tell us about this article. I want you to break it down. I want you to talk about your research. I want you to tell us, because when I caught this, I'm like so many other millions of people that shop Amazon, and of course this whole doing business in Bentonville is about retail and omnichannel. And when I read this title, man, I just stopped. So I got to find this guy.
So it didn't start out as the strategic advantage over Amazon, but it became that.
All right, talk to us about it.
But let's think about Amazon for a second.
Okay.
When they first came out, it was like, oh, that's kind of cute, little novelty, right? And it was like a punchline on a joke. And it's like, wow, they're really gaining steam. Fast forward, they've disrupted retailing.
Oh, you're right.
They have ridden a wave of consumers like fast, free, convenient home delivery of goods. They created that wave, and they've been riding the heck out of it.
Yeah, you're right.
And now that they've moved beyond a punchline, now that they're really disrupting, and now that they've put other retailers out of business, everybody's going, what do we do? And the playbook has typically been, let's go copy what Amazon does. Well, you're playing their game that they invented by their rules on their home field with their referees and their fan base. That's hard to do. So this research shows there might be a different way. What this started out as, home delivery is really expensive. It's the most expensive channel in all of retailing because there are extra steps in the process. There are extra touches and extra movement at the end of the supply chain. And anytime you physically touch something and physically move something, that's more cost. What has research done, or what has industry done to drive down those costs? We've optimized, we've consolidated shipments, we've come up with better routing algorithms, we've done crowdsourcing, we've done a lot of neat things to help drive down those costs. We replenish a lot of those things out of stores, or ship those things out of stores. All great improvements. But guess what? It's still the most expensive channel in all of retailing.
And e-commerce sales, they're double?
They keep going up. Right? It's fun to listen to conference calls because you'll hear people beating on their chest going, man, look at our e-com sales. They're going through the roof. And then a little bit later, we're not really sure why our earnings per share hasn't had the same growth, or the margins aren't quite keeping up with the revenue growth. Again, it's a really costly channel. So in our research, the way it started is there another way to drive down costs? We've done all these things operationally. We said, is there a behavioral thing we can do? Can we look at consumers and maybe get them to buy differently? Well, there's another consumer trend that's really taking off, and it's sustainability. Consumers are more aware and more concerned about both environmental and social sustainability than ever before. And we see, not all of them, okay, but there is a growing segment that is passionate about this topic. They look for products that are made sustainably. That trend, we think you could leverage, or we asked the question, could we potentially leverage that with last mile? Consumers are very aware of products and suppliers and how they make things. They don't give much attention to how things are delivered to them. Home delivery has a lot of sustainability costs with it. Packaging. There's a ton of extra cardboard and or plastic packaging waste that comes with home delivery. There are some estimates now that say 30% of what goes into our landfills comes from packaging waste from home delivery.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was so high. But you see the delivery vans, you name it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more traffic in my neighborhood on delivery vans on any given day than there are, I think, at people live in my neighborhood.
We'll get to the traffic.
Okay. I don't want to jump ahead of you.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we talked. You said, after you read my article, man, I'm looking what I'm putting in my trash can now, or my recycling bin.
It's got a lot more in it than any other bin.
And as soon as somebody points that out to you, you kind of go, oh, yeah. But we don't think about it when we're getting ready to click that mouse or touch a screen to place that home delivery order. There's estimates that say it's 1 billion trees a year that we're cutting down just to do packaging for home delivery.
Say that again.
1 billion. The
billion.
B,
Right.
Bravo, not
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billion trees a year.
Yep.
That we're cutting down because of home delivery.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's huge.
You can go the emissions route or energy consumption. It's extra movement. Even if you're coming out of a store, you're still sending a delivery truck out that's probably not always full because we're trying to meet these tight timelines. So we're shipping air, which is never a good thing environmentally or for cost. So there's environmental considerations with home delivery. Social sustainability. You mentioned your neighborhood has more delivery trucks than actual trucks in it. The stop and go nature of that, the congestion it causes. Think of, we're not in a big city. Delivery trucks in big cities gum up the works. One estimate said our commute times are 11 minutes higher because of all of the delivery trucks. Accident rates. So I don't know about you, but my neighborhood's a little hilly. We're in Northwest Arkansas, right? We got some rolling hills.
Yeah.
In the past month, I probably had twice where I almost had head-on collisions in a neighborhood where everybody's going at 15, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because of the delivery trucks will park on the side of a hill.
Yeah.
And somebody getting antsy to go around it and you can't see.
Yeah.
Right? Those delivery drivers, you watch them with the time frames they have to operate under. A lot of times you see them sprinting across people's yards, so their entry rates are higher. So there's a lot of externalities that come with that.
So there's a lot of hidden costs that you talked about.
Yep.
And then you did conducting an experiment.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
I've really found what I've read in your article.
Yep.
And again, just to mention, this article is Harvard Business Review. You can find it there. And I will talk about the title again, and we'll get a link to that. But talk about your research.
We asked the question. We know consumers are very concerned about sustainability, and I just told you all those implications of home delivery. We asked the question: what would happen if we told them about all those sustainability costs?
This is your research group, right?
That's the research question.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The research itself, we did an experiment. Okay. So in any experiment, you have a control group. You give them normal conditions. And in this case, it was, imagine you're going to buy a coffee maker online, or you found a coffee maker you want to buy. You found it on Walmart.com. You got exactly what you wanted, the product, the brand, the price, everything. Make all the marketing stuff neutral. Then we say, all right, you go to checkout. You clicked on it, put it in your cart, you go to checkout. And then we replicated Walmart's page of you can have home delivery within 2 days, or you can come pick it up at the store at any time. Mm-hmm. Which one will you choose? Mm-hmm. And if that's all that's on there, what do you think 3 out of 4 people chose? Mm-hmm. The fast, free, convenient home delivery. Mm-hmm. Then we had a treatment group. We gave them that exact same scenario, different group of people, mm-hmm. same scenario, same everything, but at checkout, we gave them the same 2 options. But then we said, oh, by the way, if you come and pick it up in the store, you're going to reduce cardboard and plastic packaging waste. Mm-hmm. Or if you come pick it up in the store, energy consumption and emissions go down. Mm-hmm. Or if you come pick it up in the store, you're not going to contribute to congestion and noise pollution in your neighborhood and mm-hmm. safety issues and things like that. Mm-hmm. By adding and those labels were really short, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't obtrusive or anything like that. We mm-hmm. put those little, we call them sustainability labels, much like you would on food, mm-hmm. on that website. Instead of 3 out of 4 people picking home delivery, now the majority picked, I'll come pick it up at the store. And after both those treatments, if you will, we asked them after the fact, after they already made the choice, hey, why'd you make that choice? Mm-hmm. Well, in the control group, not a single person mentioned anything about sustainability. They mentioned, well, it's free, it's fast, it's convenient. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as we kind of pinged them, nudged them, gave them a little more information about mm-hmm. the sustainability implications of home delivery, a lot of them are going, oh yeah, I'm really environmentally conscious, or I don't want to create traffic, right, or this or that. It shifted their behavior. Most of the surveys show 80 to 90% of people don't understand the sustainability implications of home delivery. Right. If you get that message out there, it changes their buying behavior. Wow. Well, think about that. What does that mean? Right. For the retailer, I don't know of a single store operator or merchant, maybe you do, that doesn't want people coming in their store. If you come in the store, I can serve you, I can merchandise you, all that shopper marketing that we put all this time and effort into can take hold. I'm going to get incremental purchases. Right. They want people to come to the store. If I can shift consumers from just buying on their couch at home to coming into the store to pick something up, I've done it. I've studied this, so I know it. Yeah. I go and pick up my thing at the store, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Always. Let me go pick up this too. Or my wife, if not, my wife will be with it. Always. I want to go look at the fly. Always. So you never come out with just what you purchased. Yeah. Which is exactly what a retailer wants. So you get incremental sales. Yeah. Margins on the exact same sales mix go up. Mm-hmm. If I'm selling this to you from the store, I make a lot more money on it than if I have to ship it to you. Sure. Okay? The retailer's carbon footprint goes down. Mm-hmm. The retailer's social sustainability contributions go down. Right? It's a win-win. Bigger picture for the retailer. Okay. If we educate consumers on this, if we get a certain segment of consumers excited about this, our research showed 43% reduction in home deliveries by doing that. Mm-hmm. Okay, 43%. 43%. Give the options like you just talked about. So now 43% shifted. Okay. Away from home delivery to store pickup. Let's say you can only get a fraction of that. Let's say that's overestimated. That's in a lab, it's an experiment. This research guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. Let's hedge your bets like we would in industry anyways. I'm not going to sign up for 43%. Mm-hmm. Let's assume it's just 20%. 20% of customers care about this enough that they're going to change their behavior. Right. Walmart can accommodate that. Sam's can accommodate that. Kroger can accommodate that. CVS, Lowe's, Home Depot can accommodate that. All the omnichannel folks can accommodate that. Who can't? Amazon. Yeah, because they're so limited in their brick and mortar. They don't have the same brick and mortar infrastructure. Right. Mm-hmm. Take Whole Foods out of it, and I don't think that's a big player in this anyways. Yeah. You can shift a lot of sales or market share from Amazon over to these omnichannel retailers because they have that strategic advantage of brick and mortar that is a more sustainable option, and consumers increasingly care about sustainability. That's the big aha. So in the article we say this is a $100 billion opportunity. That's 20% of Amazon's revenue based off of last year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's $100 billion. Okay. If it's only $80 billion,
Yeah.
That's a big number.
That is a
Big
huge
opportunity.
You know, when I read your article, and you know, I was tracking with you and through your control groups and through all your analysis, and your article is very, very well done. And then when I got down to that, it made me pause for a moment.
Yeah.
Because I thought about the brick and mortar retailers that have gone out of business.
Yep.
And then the brick and mortar retailers that are in business wanting to increase their revenue.
Yep.
And what a possible solution you have created here. Definitely.
It will be, you know how retailers, let's just say it nicely, are very competitive with one another.
Right.
And I still believe Lowe's blue, you know, that orange competitor, like, I don't see any red and white bullseyes in Northwest Arkansas for a reason. We're competitive. Those might be an opportunity for those folks to cooperate.
Right.
Because I don't know of a company out there, especially any of the big retailers, that doesn't care about sustainability. Mm-hmm. I don't know of any of them out there that don't resent Amazon. Mm-hmm. Imagine if everybody got the message out of educate the customers, educate the public on sustainability implications of their buying patterns. Much like we put labels on food. We put nutritional labels.
Right.
We say whether something's organically sourced or not, or locally, whether it's made in America or not. We give all this information. They're craving more. Right. Give it to them. Mm-hmm. Give it to them. And there's a significant portion that matters enough that they'll change their behavior. By the way, we did a second experiment.
Okay.
That's not in the HBR, but it's related to this.
Okay, good.
And this one, we did the same control group, same shopping scenario. Mm-hmm. And then the treatment conditions, instead of talking about both environmental and social sustainability, we said, we'll give you $1 off your order if you come pick it up. Mm. And then we talked about, it'll be more socially sustainable. It'll reduce congestion. It'll reduce accidents, things like that. Mm-hmm. Which of those two treatments do you think had an impact on
the $1 off?
Nope.
No.
$1 off didn't do a thing.
Are you serious?
People would not get off the couch for $1.
But they would for the same.
But they would for social sustainability.
Well, that tells you where it's at in people's minds and hearts, and they're passionate about it.
Yep. Yeah, there's probably a tipping point. Yeah, make it $5.
Yeah,
make it $10. Yeah. There's a tipping point there, but
I think I did it for $1, but I'm cheap.
But no change. Like, as academics, we'll even claim small changes because it's statistically significant. No change.
Wow.
Yeah, which drives home how important this is to certain segments. Yeah. Is online home delivery going to go away? Absolutely not. Right. There's always going to be a market for that. Right. There's some people that rely on that, whether homebound, health issues, elderly, and during COVID. Mm-hmm. I used it a lot more than safety. So there's always going to be a market for that. Yeah. But if we can appeal to those that it's a convenience thing, not a need thing, swing by your local Walmart on the way home, which we all do anyways, and pick this up as opposed to clicking buy from Amazon. There's a lot of wins out there for consumers, for the environment, for society, for all these retailers, for their financials. The only person that loses is Amazon, and I'm okay with that.
You may be the first person I've ever had doing business in Bentonville have talked about a strategy like this. Yeah. Because that is most, as you said in the very front of our podcast, we're all driving revenue. We're driving revenue. And e-commerce today is, we talk so much about that. You're right. But I think that what you have done here is given retailers, omnichannel retailers, an option here. And if I was not Amazon today, I would think deeply about this option because of the margin in revenue and margin profitability impact that you have talked about in your article.
Yep. I obviously agree.
Yeah.
It's a contrarian's guide to strategy, if you will. Right? Yeah. It's a little bit different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being an academic.
Yeah.
I don't have to follow the leader, and I don't have to just do what everybody else is doing. I could throw these things out, but it's based off of data. It's based off of good, unbiased research.
Right.
We didn't start out looking for a way to compete with Amazon. I was just looking for a way to drive down last mile delivery cost.
Right.
And then as we learned more and did more, the aha came out of that. Structurally, these omnichannel retailers really have a strategic advantage that would take years for Amazon to duplicate.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll tell you today, if I was a retailer listening or watching today, I know what I would do. I would call Rod Thomas, message him on LinkedIn, and say, "Come in, let's talk deeply about this last mile."
Yep.
Because I think sitting down, talking strategy, talking ideas, looking at this, because we've gone from the urgency of supply chain because you couldn't get it.
Yep.
Now what you're doing, you're taking it apart and creating efficiency, productivity, and looking at it under a microscope. That's that's my takeaway here.
This is a really good demand management tool.
Yeah.
Typically, we use marketing tools to drive more revenue.
Right.
Sales. This is, let's drive the right type of sales.
Yeah.
Let's drive profitable sales. Let's drive sales on the items we're in stock on is another demand.
Right.
Let's remove the promotions on things we're out of stock on.
Yeah.
So it's using marketing tools to enhance operations and really profitability.
Right.
Which retailers do that better than anybody. This is just another way to look at that and do that. So yes, I would love to talk to any retailer. Let's flesh this out. I guarantee there's certain consumer segments this makes sense for and some that don't. There's certain product categories that this probably makes sense for and some that don't. There might be times a year, but you can flesh that out, and they're really good now. They're doing a lot of A/B testing online and trying different. They do it with ads all the time.
Right.
Why not try it with the replenishment channel? Not the replenishment channel, the channel that consumers shop, the delivery.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, Rod, thank you for your research and your commitment in taking this last mile piece, and really examining it closely. But from the standpoint of opportunity, definitely a very positive impact on the environment, but a very positive impact for the retailer.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of revenue, gross profit, margin, those kind of things, all of that, and profitability.
Yep.
Great work.
By the way, another interesting thing.
Okay.
When you break out the environmental from the social, environmental sustainability, social sustainability, which of those two you think had a bigger impact?
Social.
Yeah.
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 So that's what hit me.
Yeah.
When I read the article, and after you and I chatted for a couple times, I really started thinking deeply about it.
Yep.
And it's quite frankly, it's the first time I really looked at that last mile. Like because before it's as I said, we're just trying to get product and get it broken to fixed.
Yep.
But you have really looked at that, and we have JB Hunt here in Northwest Arkansas, one of the largest trucking companies in the world, and of course Walmart and so many other great companies here, Tyson Foods.
Yep.
But if you looked at that, not only but from a global perspective, it's billions and billions and billions.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we're behind our consumers in general are behind like Europe. They're much more environmentally focused than we are, the average consumer.
Right.
Think about the impact there.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think it's clearly a different way of looking at it, but it is an opportunity. The other cool thing about this, two cool things. It doesn't require a major investment in new technology, new infrastructure, new equipment. You don't have to buy a new plant to do this.
Right.
A lot of times to make environmental change, it's expensive upfront cost. It's a couple lines of code to put a message on
That's what
it doesn't cost hardly anything to do.
Right.
The other neat thing about this is oftentimes the more sustainable option, look at products, is more costly. This one is counterintuitive. The more sustainable delivery method is also the cheaper delivery method, which is also the more sustainable delivery method. So it really is a win-win-win.
It is. Great. Wonderful. So let's just a couple recaps. Okay, now the article, Harvard Business Review.
Yep.
Find it online.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And we'll put the link to that article on our website. Doing Business in Bentonville. We'll have it there for you. You can click on that, and it'll lead you to the article.
Yep.
Okay. What's next for you?
Yeah.
You professors always have a lot going on. So what's next for you?
Research is always what is going to drive us at these big universities, or that's the next thing. Right. Teaching is what sustains my soul. Sure. And I do that every semester. Yeah. The research is I can go learn about different ideas, new things. Again, I'm a retailer at heart, so I try to do retail things. I've been dipping my toe in the last 2 years with a lot of retail media network type research. Working with Andy Murray, we talked about that. Oh, yeah. And those things are fascinating to me as well. That's another one of those, here's another opportunity for omnichannel retailers to take on Amazon, because Amazon created retail media networks. Amazon makes over 90% of their profit from selling ads to suppliers. That's where they make their money. That's how they fund that losing retail business, the home delivery business that they lose money on. That's how they subsidize that. So there's fascinating things going on there of how those retail media networks are really changing marketing. It's interesting. So anybody can offer ads. Amazon started the retail media network concept, and now they're overtaking like Facebook and Google. And here's why. Facebook and Google, they look at what we view, what our search history is, and they use that as a proxy for what we might buy. They have some type of algorithm that's saying, okay, you searched at this, this, and this, your likelihood of buying is X, and they go sell that to suppliers. Amazon has all that, and they know what you actually bought. They have that first-party data, all the retailers do. They know what you looked at, what you searched for, what ad you saw, and what you bought. So they can close that loop. They're no longer estimating what you might buy. They know exactly what you bought. And that first-party data makes it much more powerful and an easier sell to suppliers to sell that. And by doing that, they can do it quickly online. These suppliers get more and more micro-targeted with specific customer segments. They're not going to sell. They're not going to sell me shampoo. And before, right? Go back when you were at Walmart years ago. You'd send out tabs to every household. Oh yeah, and it would just be a generic list of things. And sometimes it applied, sometimes it didn't. Well, now they know what I search for. Right. They know, you better have 2 X's on this shirt, or it's not going to. They know what colors you like. They know everything about you, so they're getting very targeted. And then they can give you different ads each time, and they go, "Did this one work or not?" And then they can iterate. So they're getting really, really good at shaping demand and selling those ads. Right. There's a lot of implications there for supply chains. There's a lot of strategic implications on how you want to compete with that. Again, a lot of the retailers are now putting up their own retail media networks to go with that. So good. I think that might be another talk for us down the road.
Okay. Well, Ron, I want you to come back. You're welcome. Okay. You're welcome here. Okay. Okay. And I'm so happy that you came. It's just been a great conversation. I like the way that you have looked at something and challenged it, if you will. Yep. And that's how we learn. Yep. That's how we get better. And you've done that with your research on this article. Retail media, I would love to dive deep with you in that. So please come back and we'll talk about that. So my guest, Rod Thomas, today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you. Oh, so Associate Professor of Supply Chain Management, University of Arkansas, Walton School of Business. Here he is today. Check him out on LinkedIn, and you'll really enjoy getting to know this guy. I will tell you, we just, like I said, we're going to have him back here so we can talk some more. It's really interesting. Rod, best to you this year and at school. Yeah. And I hope I know you will. You'll just energize and help develop the future students and entrepreneurs. So wonderful.
The hogs are rolling.
I mean, the hogs. That's right. I'm forever. Yeah, we probably shouldn't call it hogs, but maybe we should call it hogs. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll call it hogs together for sure. Yeah. But that season's coming up. Been a great session. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all so much. We're really, as I said at the top, thank you for what you're doing. It means so much to us. You're really helping us to grow and get the word out around retail, omnichannel. That is what we're here to do, is really talk deeply about that and de-emphasize this whole thing around omnichannel, and you're helping us do that. Rod, thank you again. Everyone have a good day.